The Brandon Miyoshi Show is back. You guys know I'm just as surprised as I was at any other time. You guys are showing up, showing out. Much love and respect to y'all. Much love and respect. So today, Miyoshi is going to be highlighted in this episode. We had a conversation about her, and I want to word this properly, her unwillingness to cry.
No, I knew it was going to come out wrong. It's not unwillingness.
Okay.
It's that I didn't remember the last time I cried. And then I went on to say that I don't cry, like I don't normally cry. Like it's not something that happens frequently. And then you went on to say
wait, hold on.
No, because you said you tried to mess me all up. And then you went on to say that I was broken. Why do you think that I'm broken? Because I do not cry.
Okay, so broken, it's a term, right? But more so what I was saying is I think that Miyoshi is emotionally unavailable. My question is, for the group, could you date someone who's emotionally unavailable? And I'm not necessarily saying that Miyoshi is emotionally unavailable. I just think that she was traumatized by something in her past and has lost her ability to cry. But that's for a therapist to really work out. I personally have no letters in front or behind my name to certify this information.
Exactly. I'm glad that you made reference that you do not have qualifications to say that.
I done been on the post.
And I like that he brought up therapy because I do go to therapy. And I think it's very valuable to be able to express yourself, let things out, and have a platform to just let loose. And so most people, like for instance, my family, when someone dies or we go to a funeral, they noticed over years, like time, that I did not cry, right? Also, don't go view the body. So those are some things that can like jerk you to cry and stuff like that, right? But I've also been a person that expressed myself like over exaggerated, just like growing up. If I was angry, I was overly angry. If I was hurt, I was overly hurt. If I was sad, I was overly sad. Like it was just like everything was so heightened and it was so exponential, and I had to do it big that I noticed that I didn't have any emotional control. Now, am I emotionally available? Absolutely. I love. I feel sadness. I feel hurt.
Wow.
But I feel like you have something to say.
Did you overcorrect?
I don't.
Oh my goodness! So when you were a child, you did the most, and now you're like, I'm not doing nothing.
No, but the thing is I still feel those things and I still express those things. I just express it in different ways. So like, I know when I'm sad, most people nowadays, they say, okay, I notice that you don't really cry, but you may not like text me for some time, or you may separate yourself. So I'm like in my deeper thoughts. I love going places by myself and just like thinking things through and allowing myself to feel whatever it is that I want to feel. But it coming out in tears, it does not come out in tears.
Okay.
And have I cried before? Absolutely.
Okay, so this triggered me, right? Because there was a period of time where I experienced something that stopped me from crying, right? And I said, I ain't gonna cry no more. And I didn't cry for a long time. And there were some moments where I was supposed to cry. There were some things that should have caused tears, and I wasn't able to, because I had shut it off at this past, you know what I mean? So it wasn't that I was emotionally unavailable, but it was something that there was emotional blockage that needed to be clear in order for me to cry when I moved into my line of work, which is acting. I wasn't able to access that level of emotion because there was some blockage. So more so, that's what I'm kind of curious of. If you asked me if I could date a woman that I had never seen cry before, and not even cry before, because I don't necessarily need you to cry in order to verify you're a human, and you know what I mean? So that's not necessarily it. But I think like, could I date a woman that just didn't cry? A flag would be up. And
I understand it, but at the same time, wouldn't you be able to understand that the woman like if she's telling you like I'm sad, like I feel sad. That's what I was telling my therapist. I remember when we were going through like all of my stuff, I was like, well, she was like, the thing is you feel, you understand when it goes through. It just does not register or express through crying. But there are other forms of releasing, and that's the thing. Crying is just releasing. There's something that's coming out. So I might go somewhere by myself and literally talk it out if I have that platform. Like, and sometimes sounds a little crazy, but I really don't care because it helps me.
Okay.
But I will go to the beach, right? And I will sit there and I would just, it's about to sound real crazy, but have conversations with myself.
Okay.
And like, why are you feeling the way this feels? You know, why are you doing these things? And that expression, that going out is like so good for me. Totally. And then like writing it down, because for one, I have Italians in my family, and my uncle's like, stop with the journaling, because one day somebody might get it and it, your business about me in the streets, right? So if I do write something down, it's going right in the ocean, you know, I'm ripping it. So, but that's in a release. There's some people that have emotional blockage where they don't feel absolutely anything. Right. Like, I'm able to self-reflect, self-express, like all of those things that has emotional control capabilities. Got it. But it's, like I said, it just doesn't necessarily come out in crying. Again, my ex-boyfriend would be like, she was a big freaking baby, you know, multiple years ago or whatever, just crying, just ridiculous, cry about everything. But now it's like, you know, I don't have to cry and I feel great. You just don't. He wants you guys to be.
Look, you guys see, I said it. I had a situation where I would cry all the time, and I had a situation. Something happened, and look, we don't need to discuss it. I know y'all. We
no, but I told you that I can cry. It's just I don't necessarily. I didn't. You said you made a conscious decision. I'm not crying anymore. I didn't do that. Right. It was just like, you know what?
It's back here. This is the subconscious zone.
No, forget the subconscious. We all know we go through things, but if you face them, then you can work through them. Doesn't mean that you have to cry. Like, I faced all of
I'm not saying that there's an appropriate time to cry. I'm not dictating when you should cry. I just think it's a little bit unique that you're not.
All I said was that I can't remember the last time I cried, and then you just took it real far. You're just like, you're broken, and I'm like, BT.
This narrative, you guys.
That's not what happened.
You guys heard what I said on camera. My question for you is, have you ever wanted to cry in this period of no crying?
I don't know. I don't. That's not like wanting to cry. I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. Like, okay. Literally, but you know, look, I want to explain because you're gonna try to judge, guys. You're trying to judge. You let her know. Let her send love. Listen, this way, guys. Listen. No, I am like a very happy person. Like, I am at peace. I'm actually in the best situation of my life. Like, I've met some great people. I've been introduced to some really broad opportunities that are opening so many doors in my life that when things don't work out or something, it just doesn't play out right. I don't have to cry. I just don't have to cry about it. I also know when someone dies, what I have to hold on is their memories, the love that I've connected with them. And when I say I'm very at peace, I want my friends to be at peace. So when I'm in people's presence, I give them their flowers while they're here. I'm not on my phone when I'm with my friends. At first, I could care less. I'm listening to you, texting and tweeting and doing all those things. But when I give myself and I give my all into those things, I don't necessarily have to express it in crying if it just doesn't go well for me. I don't know. It's something, but when I say I'm at peace, I'm at peace. Like, I'm so good. And my grandfather just died 2 months ago, less than 2 months ago. But I get to sit back and think about us sitting on the couch eating ice cream. Most people will cry about that. They're like, we were eating ice cream. We can no longer do it again. I'm thinking about how blessed I am to have experienced that moment. And it doesn't have to be a cry. Like, I don't have to cry. I don't feel like I have to cry.
Y'all, I don't even gotta say
I know it's not normal
we are connected. Here's my question.
Oh gosh.
Could you date a guy that doesn't cry?
Yes, and I can date a guy that cries because everyone cries. That's something I can do both.
Everyone. Okay.
Like I just happen to not know. I just don't know when the last time I cried.
They got it.
That's all I'm saying. I have the capability to cry. I've cried in the past.
Totally.
I still can love.
All right, guys. Let's get to the crux.
The crux. He thinks I'm broken.
I need answers. Is it okay not to cry? Is it okay to say no to the cleansing process of crying? It is nothing more I'm going to tell you right now, you're missing out on a good cry.
I understand.
You ain't,
it's a release.
Hold on.
It's your release.
You ain't slept good until you let it go. You ain't. You ain't laid out.
I think there are multiple elements of someone releasing. And if they don't cry, doesn't mean that they did not
100%.
Take that time to let go.
I'm not saying it's wrong.
No, right.
You
just said
curious.
It's not usual. It's very abnormal.
I heard this and I was like, oh, I'm gonna press record now because
you didn't even want to press record. You just wanted to tell everybody I was broken. That's what you want. You want the people to think that something's wrong with me. You said emotionally unavailable, and it's like, no, I am.
Yes.
And then you were like, what else did you say? You just were talking bad about me. But at the end of the day,
who keeps bringing up the broken word?
You called me broken multiple times off camera. I'm just telling what happened.
You guys see. The way that it actually came up was Miyoshi's telling me this story. I'm floored. I'm like, say what? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what? And she goes, you think I'm broken, huh? And I was like,
no.
A little bit.
No,
you know what I mean?
No. You mentioned broken first, and I was like, how am I broken?
I don't recall it that way. I don't offered that option on the Scantron. You know what I mean? Like,
and even if it did happen that way, it's because I saw his judgmental BT eyes. It was like, something's wrong with you. Like, I've had people say that. My family, like I said, at funerals and all this stuff, they're looking at me while they're boohooing. They're looking at me. They should be continuing to grieve, and they worried about me not crying. I was like, mind your business and move on and grieve the way you grieve.
Everybody's concerned.
Concerned for no reason. I am fine.
Okay. Well, guys, chime in. Let us know, what is your take on crying? What is the role of crying in your life? Do you need it? Can you be with someone who doesn't do it? And just what's your take on crying? Because for me, crying, as a man, there's not always space for it, right? Mm-hmm. But I think luckily I've been surrounded by people that it's not as taboo as it is for most of the world. And for me, I just think I'm like, look, I ain't about to die being the toughest man for some people that don't care about me. I'm about to live how authentic to myself.
Absolutely.
So,
and that's how I live, authentic to myself. He's at peace. He's crying. I'm not crying. I'm still at peace. I just want to let y'all know that everything is good.
Look.
You know, you feel me.
Look, this is all I want y'all to do.
But no, that is a beautiful thing.
Rewind all of this and listen to the way that she even talks about crying, which I think is interesting.
What do you think? I think crying is a beautiful thing if you need to cry, if you want to cry.
I think ballet is a beautiful thing. I ain't been to none. You know what I mean? So don't give me it's a beautiful thing.
No, I'm saying, no, because it applies to me if I want to. Like I said, I don't close it off like, oh, you better not cry. Like, I'm sure if I just wanted to cry, I could cry, but I don't necessarily cry. I don't.
We'll see y'all next week.